guys, so welcome back to another episode with Noir Fashion Girl. So today we're just going to do a little simple face makeup beat on this beautiful melanin filled skin. So for starters, I am going to start off with the Power Grip Primer from e.l.f. I saw a lot of great reviews and I tried it once and I'm going to try it again today during this video. So I'm just going to pump it out on my face. I'll just do like 2 pumps. And it's so consistent with the Milk Hydra Grip Primer. I wasn't sure when I was hearing that a lot, but I do have to say it is pretty consistent. It's like glue, like putty. So it's one of those things where the primer is great because it's going to definitely be allowing for the products that you're going to apply thereafter to stick onto the skin. So now we're going to jump right into the eyebrows and the eye area. I told you guys I'm still working on perfecting my eye. That's like the most difficult part for me. I feel like because of the layering and just getting like the right colors to mix and blend with my complexion has been my biggest challenge. But I think that, you know, continuing with practice and all of that naturally will get you to the point of where you want to be. So it's all about consistency. So all right, so now we're getting into the eye. So I'm going to be brushing up my brows. Brushing it up allows you to really see how thick and how full it is. And it lets you see where there may be extra hairs, as well as it lets you know where you may want to fill it in a little bit. So I'm going to go in with my chocolate brown Sephora eyebrow pencil, and it's like a cream pencil, and I'm going to be filling in the brow a little bit. I'm just going to go in an upright position. You don't want to do black. Well, at least with my skin complexion, you don't want to do black because it's going to seem too bold and it's going to look very sharp, and you don't want that. You want your look ultimately to be soft. So that's why I prefer to use like a chocolate brown, any shade of brown, like a darker brown, to fill in the brows, because it's more chocolate brown than black. When you look at it, it kind of aligns with the nose and works its way up, so you can determine if you want to, how far in you want to go with your eyebrows. I like it to be a little lighter on the outside. And then I'm going to do the other brow as well. I always like my brows to look very full. You could definitely use additional cleaning. So that's where your concealer comes in. Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer. And I'm going to use an angular brush to do that. And it's like a cream. And I'm just lightly doing that so you can see. And with concealers, you always want to go at least 1 to 2 shades lighter than your actual skin complexion, because it's like highlighting the regions with the concealer. And this is going to all get blended in. And something that I have seen and I've tried, and I want to really try it again, is using the concealer as a base for the eyelid and eye region for prepping before you put on the actual eyeshadows. It serves as a good base. And I just like how it's looked when I've seen it done. And you know, the whole purpose of concealer is to conceal, to hide whatever does not look its best. So with the eyebrows, especially if you need to get them done, using concealer is great because it highlights the region as well as it covers up any areas that, you know, you may have a little extra stragglers and you need to get it done. So I have a damp beauty blender that I'm just using to clean it up a little bit. And I'm glad with that. I'm happy with how that's looking. So now I'm going to jump into applying some actual eyeshadow. I'm gonna go with a brown. I'm just using like a small little brush, and I'm just using this shade of brown. Eyes are the area that I'm going to continue to perfect until I get like a set look with the eyes that I'm just like, that's going to be like my go-to eye look whenever I go out, for sure. Brown or black usually seems to work on deeper skin tones. Okay. And now I'm going to use, I think I'm going to go over it with a little bit of like this gold. I feel like my eyelids are small. I feel like it's super small, so I'm just like going in there to apply further definition to it. And I think it popped a little bit more. I'm gonna do the same on the other eyelid. So for me, it works when I close it, which allows for me to really get access to the actual lid. Because otherwise, it doesn't seem like I'm getting in there, so. Okay, not bad, not bad. I think I'm gonna top it off with a little bit of black, just to kind of like smoke it out a little bit. Yeah, nothing too crazy. I think like the best way to really perfect the eyes is like really just practice and not being afraid to just try out different colors and all of that. And for me, I don't have nothing to lose. I'm just trying it out and I'm seeing what works and what doesn't work. And I was gonna add some shimmer on it before, but honestly, this is working for today, I think, with the eyes. So we are going to leave the eyes alone before it becomes a whole different look. So I have a eyeliner, black, that I'm going to use to do both my waterline and also outline my eyelid. And I have another liquid eyeliner. So I have the liquid eyeliner and a cream eyeliner. The cream eyeliner sometimes is better. I feel like it's less messy. The liquid eyeliner sometimes could be a little messy. But the great thing is that, you know, when you continue to practice and you know you're putting in effort in anything that you do in life, it's good because you are going to appreciate it when you are at a point where you feel you are at your best version of what is perfection for whatever it is that you're trying to learn, attain. So for me, working on my eyes and really perfecting how to get to a point where I'm satisfied with it is just going to take practice, and then I'm going to feel good. I'm just drying the liquid eyeliner because otherwise it tends to bleed out and then it looks really messy. So now I'm going to use the cream eyeliner, and I'm going to go back over it again after I do the makeup more on the waterline, as well as I'm going to use mascara. Okay, so the eyes are looking pretty okay. Very simple, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Now I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty foundation, and I'm going to apply it all over. I like to just do 2 squirts. Usually it's pretty safe for me. And I'm using a beauty blender, and you could use a brush. Today I'm just going to use the beauty blender. And it depends. Sometimes it varies. Sometimes I feel like I'm going to get a little bit more. Sometimes I feel like I get the perfect look with the brush, and sometimes I feel like the beauty blender just does what it needs to do. And I think it, and not I think, but I know for a fact that all pertains to the dampness of the blender, and all of that really determines like how things are absorbed. Remember, you want to blend into the neck. Some Sephora concealer. And all the product descriptions will be put into the description box, so of everything that I'm using, just in case you're interested. And guys, if you are new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you coming to check out me doing my whole makeup routine. If you're a returner, thank you again for coming back, and thank you for showing your support. Please like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and definitely continue to support me on this journey. This has truly been like my outlet of continuing to express myself and further dive into things that really interest me, such as hair, makeup, beauty, and all of that good stuff. So with the concealer, I found myself sometimes when I don't put a lot, I feel like it's not giving or going for the look that I really want, because I like it to really pop. So what I'm learning more and more is that I definitely want to be generous, as I always say when I'm talking about my hair, but I definitely want not to be afraid to apply more of the concealer in those regions. And for me, the reason why I'm applying this here is because it definitely highlights the areas. Right? So with the concealer, you definitely want it to set a little bit before you go into applying like your bronzers and contouring and doing all that stuff, letting the concealer sit a little bit and then going over it with the beauty blender or a brush definitely seems to be working really well for me. So I would definitely recommend you try it out as well. Like, let it sit just for a few minutes, nothing crazy, even if it's just a minute. Let it sit. If you have a fan, use a fan. I put one in my makeup box, but I don't know. I think I took it out, and now since I'm filming for you guys, I just want to go straight through. So we're not gonna go off. So I'm just gonna use my hands to dry it up a little bit. And then I'm using my damp beauty blender. And don't be afraid to add more concealer if you feel you need to. That's one thing I would definitely say. Because I've learned, sometimes I'm like, oh, that's it. One shot job and it's done. But no, you may want more. You may want to come back with more. So any of the products, you may feel like you need to add more, then add more. It's your look. You know, you may see someone that you like what they're doing, but you want to make it your own truly. So if you need to layer it up, whether it's the concealer, whether it's a setting powder, your baking process, definitely don't be afraid to do that. And also, you know, when you're applying the concealer, sometimes it gets a little nerve-wracking because it seems as though it's just too much product and you don't really know what it's going to look like in the end. Have a little faith and patience, of course. Now, they always say, a lot of people have said, you know, with the eyes, like under the eye, look at it, because sometimes it creases like as it's drying and you're blinking and moving and all of that stuff. So definitely go over it if you need to. And you know, your forehead is a focal point when you're taking pictures or just when someone is looking at you, boom, it's there. So when you highlight these areas and you apply the product, see, I'm just putting it straight down the bridge of my nose. Why? And I'm using the tip for some of the portions. Okay. And then now I'm going to use my Black Opal contour stick. And for the bridge of my nose, I'm going to use a brush so that it could give me a little bit more precision when I'm just outlining, just to give it a little bit more shape. And with the contour stick, you want something that's at least a shade or two darker than you. And I'm starting up top by the eyebrow and working its way down because that's the way my face contours and shapes. So and then you just blend it out. And then I'm going to add some on the cheek area. And it's good to have it like blend into the concealer so that when you blend it all out, it just looks smoother. So putting it in that region is good. And then you highlight like the forehead. You could put it around your forehead as well as the jawline. You could do a sharp one or dab it in. And then I'm going to use my Beauty Blender to and I'm putting that pretty much in between where the black opal contour and the concealer meets. And this too, if you need to add more, add more. Anything, add more. You know, makeup, the whole thing with makeup is it's supposed to be fun and it's supposed to enhance you. If you wanted to change you, that could be the look you're going for as well. But it's typically just supposed to enhance what you already are working with. So have fun with it. I've been having fun really experimenting and learning more about techniques and what works for me or doesn't necessarily work. What is like giving me, what's giving me more boom, right? That's what I've been like learning. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a brush and I am going to start off with my translucent. So I'm gonna set this because I know I'm gonna go over it again, but I'm just gonna set it. So I'm just putting a little bit of spray, setting spray. And then I'm going to go in with my translucent Sephora setting powder. And it has like a yellowish tint, which is really cool. I was nervous when I bought it. I didn't think it was meant for me. I don't know why. But then I tried it out and I love how it just like eats up the concealer kind of. So I'm just lightly tapping in. So with the setting powder, remember, setting powder, it's literally setting whatever you have done. So when you are putting concealer in certain regions of your face, you want to go back over it with a setting powder so that it sets it into place and it makes it pop even further. So you see how I lightly did that? You don't need to overpower and overdo it. And it's like, it knows. So even if you go over another region, it knows where, it's like it finds itself. So the setting powder finds what it's looking for and it sets that. So it looks and it sets exactly what you have concealed. So every region, you go over it. Just remember that. You see the residual, I don't know if you see it or if it's just me. The residual powder. Concealer just makes me like happy with the setting powder. It just like does something. And then I'm just using like the tip, lightly brush to go down the bridge of my nose because concealer was applied there as well. I'm working my way around. And last but not least, the chin region. And so it's all set. Okay, so don't worry. It looks scary, but have faith, right? So, just looking over it a little bit. Now I'm just gonna dust off any excess. So I wanted to use the Maybelline Fit For Me finishing powder look for me. So you see it's a little brighter. I'm gonna use the same brush again. Okay. And this can go right over where you applied, the same place where you did the contour. Okay, so now I'm going to be adding, well, I'm going to be I'm going to finish up with a little bit of the, I don't know which one I want to use. I have a MAC and a Sephora foundation powder that you pretty much want to use to like clean up and blend over any areas. They're really different if you really look at it. I've been lately leaning towards the Sephora one versus the MAC. I feel like the MAC is a little too light for my complexion. I got it a while ago. So I'm using, I think I'm just gonna go with the MAC. And I'm just going over. Now I'm gonna add this Fenty Beauty highlighter. I'm gonna put a little bit on the tip of my nose. You don't need too much because once you blend it out, it definitely has that nice shimmer. A nice soft angle brush to lightly tap it along my cheekbone. Just and this is definitely like a simple everyday beat. I know it seems like it's a lot of products, but it's really not. It's just when you're like explaining and describing step by step, that's what makes it seem like it's a lot, but it's really not that many products when you really look at it. Because you could literally have like one brush, one blender, and then your products laid out right in front of you. Boom, 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 and take it and just go with it. But sometimes, like, you know, when you're doing this, like, you might think, oh, let me try something different. And that's what this is right now. So I'm going to do the bottom of my lashes. And for that, I mentioned in the previous video, just going straight across. So here you see me using the mascara to put on my lower lashes, and I'm just taking my time and I'm doing it in an upright position just to avoid any clumping of the mascara. And then I'm using my cream eyeliner as well to go over the waterline to define it. Spray again. Pencil to line the lips. Black sometimes is a little harsh, so dark brown definitely works. And then you can add the color because it just allows for whatever color you're applying to really seem more radiant, so to speak. So it lets it pop, because otherwise on deeper skin tones, when you don't line it, the color just bleeds into like the complexion. It doesn't pop as much. All right, burgundy-ish purple color. Don't let people tell you that these colors don't work on deeper skin tone women, because they definitely do work. And you see like how with the lip liner, it helped to make it look more direct. So I'm gonna just use like this little shimmer just to add a little fun to it. And it gives it more of an iridescent purple look, right? All right, so we have like 2 more little things that we need to do, and we are done. What are you guys thinking? I think it looks pretty good. I'm really proud of myself, I have to tell you guys. I have come a long way. Practice truly makes perfect, as they say. So a little extra bronzer over. Okay, so we are officially done. So I've applied my false lashes, so we're good to go there. And then the only thing that remains is applying the setting spray to lock in the final look, and then you just let it dry, and then you're good to go. So definitely please like, subscribe, come back again to see some more content, and continue to support me on this journey. Bye, guys.